Bitcoin has just sort of come off its highs from a new record that it set this morning. It actually crossed the threshold of $69,000 earlier in the day. Now it's sort of it's down, as you can see. But you can buy just part of a Bitcoin. There's no need to take a mortgage or more. The previous record was set in November of 21. That's when things turned ugly. Investors got out of risky assets as interest rates started to rise. Bitcoin tanked in 2022, and that triggered a market meltdown and the collapse of exchanges like FTX. The value has recovered as the US considered and then approved a so-called Bitcoin ETF, exchange-traded funds. It's accessible now to mainstream investors, and the result is, as you can see. So $100 in the S&P, that would have given you $125 now. Gold, 115. You'd have nearly tripled your money with Bitcoin. Jeff Roberts is the crypto editor of Fortune with me now. I guess the fact it's come back and there is an air now of stability in terms of it's an ETF, there's a tradition about it, that has given it a respectability.
Yeah, Richard, that's a good way to put it. Bitcoin certainly is more respectable. It's still volatile as hell, but it certainly is regarded very differently by a larger cohort of traditional investors than in the past who wanted nothing to do with it. But now Wall Street is in the game, and there's sort of a critical mass of people now are kind of cheering for its success, whatever you may make of that.
Right, but what I've never really understood with Bitcoin is what defines its success. Is it the store of value a la gold because of the way the algorithm has been constructed? It doesn't have underlying profits and losses as an equity would, or indeed it's not a currency. So what do you define as its barometer for success besides its price?
I think if you talk to Bitcoin people, decentralization, it means the more it's dispersed and the less it's controlled by a single entity. And yeah, I mean, Vanguard's criticized it, saying Vanguard's one of the few Wall Street firms that wouldn't touch it this cycle, even as likes of BlackRock and stuff jumped in. Vanguard said it has no cash flow and things like that. However, neither does gold. And I think just the fact that why Bitcoin is valuable, you can go to India, you can go to China, you can go to California, you can go to wherever you like. You will find a critical mass of people who agree Bitcoin is worth something. It's the same as gold. Gold, sure, it's useful as a conductor to make earrings with, but the big reason it's valuable is that it's universally regarded as valuable. So yeah, the store of value argument that you put forth is correct. And Bitcoin every year seems to just validate that case for it.
I mean, you're right. I agree. But gold, I can shove in the safe or under the bed. Gold has an entire regulatory regime that I can turn to for mining, for pricing, for storing, for integrity, for all of those sort of things, as you'd be well aware of. Bitcoin has none of them.
I don't think that's right, Richard. I mean, with the ETFs, if you want to go have a custodian hold on to it, there's a bunch of regulated people who will take care of your Bitcoin. But likewise, I mean, if you distrust regulators and the government, you probably have, bars of gold under your bed or buried in your backyard because you don't trust anything. Bitcoin people, the hardcore ones, are like that too.
Right.
And Bitcoin's a lot easier to move across borders. Just put it on a flash drive in your pocket. Try moving gold across borders, see how that goes.
You're absolutely right on that. Finally, I just want to turn back to this idea of the ability to respectabilize it, even in a sense. The ETF was a big deal because now I don't have to worry about a wallet, a pass, or things like that. Leave that to whoever's doing it, Fidelity, whoever's doing it. Leave it to them. They're looking after it. I've got my ETF.
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, for the love of God, don't put all your money, don't sell the house and buy Bitcoin with it. But I think it's a very rational thing to do. BlackRock and Fidelity are suggesting, they've got these things called model portfolios. You put stocks and bonds, and a little bit in other stuff like overseas markets or Florida real estate or whatever the heck that is risky but has high upside. So I think, putting 1% of your wealth into Bitcoin isn't a crazy thing to do, because as you point out, it's hands down been the best investment for the past decade. So do like this, that information. It's not investment advice, but I'll just say again, I think it's clearer than ever that Bitcoin is not going away. So that's my bottom line.
Glad to have it, sir. Good to have you on the program on Quest Business. I'm very grateful.